Friday evening almost coming to the close, would you believe, the 2nd of February 2024 at the Signature Awards. Once again, would you believe it's been another year, but here we are at the Vox Signature Awards 2024 in Birmingham, and I've got with me...
I'm Gurpreet Bassi. I'm CEO of Wolfe and Director of Bassi Capital.
Gurpreet, you are now in charge of Wolfe Auctions.
Yeah, so I run Wolfe Auctions and Wolfe, so the businesses have merged now, so we do the agency, auctions and property management. We really launched the auction business 5 years ago, and it's just gone from strength to strength, and we're really lucky and fortunate to be where we are now.
And how is business generally?
Really strong. Started this year with a bit of trepidation after the back end of last year. Property prices and things were slightly struggling. But the year started with a bang. We've won a contract to sell property for Birmingham Council, so we've got 25 properties to sell for them next week. And again, the brand has continued to grow, and we're expecting a strong start to the year, and hopefully it continues throughout the year.
2024, we know what's actually happened during COVID, 2019, 2020, and of course 2021, 22, 23, of course, was also a tough year. Interest rates have obviously been hiked. We know what it's like, the impact on that, certainly on residential. But when it comes to commercial property, what's the impact?
I actually think the regions are quite strongly placed. I think London and South East has been affected quite strongly by the interest rate rises and the cost of lending and borrowing. But the regions are quite well placed, particularly the Midlands, and we're seeing a real resurgence, particularly in the last 12, 18 months. And it's a great time to buy in the Midlands, I'd say.
Let's talk about the black tie event. It's a regular feature in the calendar, of course, in Birmingham. What's your relationship with Nina Jahal?
Ninda's been really supportive of my family and our business since the very start. So as I said, we relaunched in 2019. I'm lucky enough to have won Entrepreneur of the Year in 2020 at the Signature as well. So we've always supported. I've done a few interviews with the magazine as well. As I say, really good relationship with Ninda and Narinda as well, and we thank them for the support they've given to me, my family and the business. And
as always, he pulls the speeches out of the bag, doesn't he, really? Because every time he's on the podium, there's a new speech and almost a life story.
He's brilliant. I think these events have gone from strength to strength. I was lucky enough to be at the very first one all those years ago, and each event seems to have gone from strength to strength, and he's always finding different things to speak about every year, which is I find amazing, and he holds the crowd really well. But yeah, I'd say it's probably the go-to the go-to awards event in the Midlands now.
You know, it's been really strange when I've spoke to so many different people tonight. We've talked about family entrepreneurship, family businesses, father and son relationships. What kind of relationship have you got with your dad?
So Paul, who you speak of, is actually my uncle.
Yeah.
So he's my dad's older brother. So it's like we have got father and son relationship. I mean, I've been working with him for many years. I look up to him. He's like an idol and a hero to me, and he tells me not to do things wrong, and he also rewards us when we do things well. But we've got a really, really good, strong relationship, as I have with my father and the rest of the family as well. So we've got a really good, strong family connection. But it starts again with me and my uncle. He's the oldest of his generation. I'm the oldest of mine. So we've got a lot of like-minded things. We speak very openly. We have a father and son, uncle, nephew, friend, brothers. We've got the best relationship in the world.
It's great, isn't it, really? And how would you replicate that into sort of the new young generation, the kids who might be listening to the podcast or watching the video and thinking, you know what, that's Mr. Bassi from Wolfe Auctions. Well, you know, he's the bloke with the hammer, isn't he? He's selling all those properties. Must have been some inspiration there.
Yeah, no, I don't see it like that, really, so I again, Alfie was speaking earlier about imposter syndrome. I suffer from that myself, and sometimes I pinch myself a little bit, but I'm always open to help the next generation. There's a lot of younger staff that we've brought through, and I feel like I've got an obligation and a duty to help our community particularly, and the younger generations to come through, and I'm always there to offer any advice and words of wisdom.
And on that, I'm just going to ask you, because everything now is online, you know, when you get a CV from a youngster these days, what are you looking for? What are those big traits?
See, we do receive a lot of CVs, and I don't really pay that much attention to them. It's the individual. So when I meet the person, I know really quickly, really, and it's the character.
It's that gut feeling. It's
It's not even that. It's the characters, how they speak, and how they hold a conversation. You know, there's certain things we look for in people, and when we meet them and speak to them, more than a piece of paper. So the CV will maybe get their foot through the door where they're experienced or what they're looking at in our business. But when you get in front of them and you talk to them, that's when you really see that the measure of the person.
You can't beat that human touch, can you? Really, that eye to eye. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
No, thank you
very much for your time. Thank you.